Hey gamers, welcome back to the channel. If you're looking for your next obsession in 2026, I've got you covered. Today, I'm breaking down 15 games that are genuinely worth your time. From massive, open-world epics to pulse-pounding horror and everything in between. These picks deliver incredible stories, gameplay, and replay value. Let's dive in. Resident Evil Requiem. Resident Evil 9, released February 27th, 2026. Leon S. Kennedy returns to where it all began, Raccoon City. This is classic survival horror evolved with the RE engine at its peak. Tense resource management, terrifying enemies, and a story that ties back to the franchise's roots while delivering fresh scares. Fans are calling it the culmination of 30 years of survival horror. Smart puzzles, gripping narrative, and that signature Capcom polish. If you crave atmospheric horror that makes you jump and think at the same time, Requiem is essential. It launched to massive acclaim and even got quick patches for quality of life improvements. Pure horror gold. Crimson Desert from Pearl Abyss. This open-world action-adventure dropped on March 19th, 2026, and it's an absolute beast. You play as Cliff, a mercenary hunting for his lost crew in the massive continent of Pewell. Think a world bigger than Skyrim and Red Dead Redemption 2 combined. 5 distinct regions, ancient ruins, mysterious abyss, and dragon-riding aerial combat. The combat is dynamic and fluid with combos, elemental abilities, horseback battles, and huge boss fights. Graphics are stunning thanks to their proprietary Black Space engine, and the sense of freedom is insane. Base building, side quests like herding sheep or bounty hunting, and epic large-scale skirmishes. If you love immersive single-player adventures with high-fidelity visuals and satisfying action, Crimson Desert is a must-play. It already sold millions and critics are calling it one of 2026's most ambitious RPGs. Definitely worth your time. Shifting gears to a timeless masterpiece, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. Even years later, From Software's 2019 hit holds up perfectly in 2026. You play as a shinobi on a brutal quest of revenge in feudal Japan. The combat is pure rhythm and mastery, deflection over dodging, prosthetic tools, and some of the most intense boss fights ever created. No leveling crutches here, it's all skill. The story is engaging, the world immersive, and the multiple endings give huge replay value. People still platinum it multiple times because mastering the posture system feels incredibly rewarding. If you want one of the most satisfying action games ever made, Sekiro is absolutely worth your time. Ageless and flawless. Fatal Frame 2, Crimson Butterfly Remake, out March 12th, 2026. This is the full remake of the beloved Japanese horror classic. Play as twin sisters exploring a haunted village, using your camera obscura to capture ghosts and uncover dark secrets. The remake overhauls graphics, sound, and gameplay while keeping that signature eerie atmosphere and hand-in-hand tension intact. Fatal Frame has always been about psychological dread and clever ghost hunting mechanics. And this version looks and sounds terrifying on modern hardware. If you love atmospheric Japanese horror that sticks with you, this remake is a must. The screams are waiting. Moving into pure, mind-bending excellence, Alan Wake 2. Remedy's sequel is still one of the best narrative-driven games around. Dual protagonists, live-action segments mixed with gameplay, and a story that blends psychological thriller, horror, and metafiction like nothing else. The writing, atmosphere, and sound design are off the charts. Combat is tense, exploration rewarding, and the twists keep coming. It's a masterpiece of storytelling that rewards multiple playthroughs. If you appreciate games that feel like interactive movies with real scares and depth, Alan Wake 2 remains essential. Of course, we have Elden Ring, From Software's open-world masterpiece. Even in 2026, this game dominates. Vast lands between hundreds of weapons and builds, unforgettable bosses, and that signature challenging yet fair gameplay. The freedom to explore, the lore you piece together, and the sense of discovery are unmatched. Whether you're a veteran or new to Souls games, Elden Ring welcomes you with epic scale and replayability. Expansions and updates keep it fresh. If you haven't experienced it yet or want to return for another run, it's 100% worth your time. Surprise hit alert. Clair Obscur. Expedition 33, this turn-based RPG from Sandfall Interactive, launched in 2025 and is still blowing minds in 2026. a race against the paintress who erases people by painting a cursed number each year, stunning Belle Epoque-inspired art direction, reactive turn-based combat with real-time twists, timing-based combos, and deep party customization, massive overworld, memorable characters, and a story full of wonder and darkness. It feels like a modern classic JRPG with fresh mechanics. If you're craving stylish, strategic RPGs with heart, Expedition 33 is one of the best recent entries, definitely worth diving into. Back to horror with Dead Space Remake. Motive's 2023 remake is still terrifying and flawless. Isaac Clarke returns to the USG Ishimura, where every corridor drips with dread, zero-G gameplay, strategic dismemberment combat, incredible sound design, and a gripping sci-fi horror story. The remake adds new content, improved visuals, and intensity without changing what made the original legendary. If you want survival horror that makes you feel genuinely vulnerable and immersed, Dead Space Remake is a benchmark, still one of the scariest experiences available. Samurai cinema in game form. Ghost of Tsushima. Sucker Punch delivered a breathtaking open-world adventure set in feudal Japan. Stunning visuals, fluid combat that shifts between honorable duels and stealthy ghost tactics, and an emotional story of honor and sacrifice. The director's cut with Iki Island expansion makes it even better. If you love beautiful worlds, satisfying swordplay, and mythic storytelling, Ghost of Tsushima is timeless and worth every second. Underrated gem, The Evil Within 2. Shinji Mikami's sequel improves on everything. Open hub areas mixed with linear horror, creative enemy designs, and a mind-bending story inside a twisted world. Combat feels weighty, stealth is tense, and the psychological elements hit hard. It has that perfect balance of action and survival horror. Many call it one of the best in the genre from that era. And it still holds up beautifully. If you missed it, The Evil Within 2 is absolutely worth your time. Realism RPG fans, this one's for you. Kingdom Come, Deliverance 2, released early 2025. Warhorse Studios doubled down on historical accuracy, deep RPG systems, and immersive medieval life. No fantasy handholding, you learn skills, manage hunger, reputation, and consequences in a living world. The sequel expands everything with better combat, larger scope, and even more reactivity. By 2026, it sold millions and earned praise for its ambition. If you want a grounded, story-rich RPG that feels authentic, Kingdom Come, Deliverance 2 is a standout. Another Resident Evil legend, the Resident Evil 4 remake. Capcom's 2023 remake modernized the classic without losing its soul. Over-the-shoulder action, tense village-to-castle progression, memorable characters like Leon and Ashley, and that perfect blend of horror, action, and campy fun. Separate ways. DLC and updates keep it fresh. It's widely regarded as one of the best remakes ever. If you want thrilling gameplay with iconic moments, RE4 Remake is essential playing. Underrated open-world zombie epic, Days Gone. Ride across a post-apocalyptic Oregon as Deacon St. John. Massive hordes that actually feel dangerous, deep bike customization, emotional story about loss and survival, and a world full of secrets. The game got major post-launch support and now runs beautifully. The horde encounters and narrative payoff are worth the ride. If you enjoy story-driven open-world survival with motorcycles and freakers, Days Gone deserves another look, or your first playthrough. Stealth Legend returns, Metal Gear, Solid Delta, Snake Eater, the 2025 remake. Konami brought back the iconic 1960s jungle mission with modern visuals, refined controls, and faithful recreation of the story and mechanics. Sneak, survive, CQC, and experience the legendary boss fight and Cobra unit. It captures everything that made the original special while feeling fresh. If you love cinematic stealth, epic storytelling, and Hideo Kojima's wild vision, MGS Delta is a must-play remake. Closing out the list with pure badassery, Warhammer 40,000, Space Marine 2, third-person action that lets you become an ultramarine crushing hordes of Tyranids and chaos in glorious, over-the-top fashion, brutal melee and gunplay, epic set pieces, and that perfect grimdark Warhammer atmosphere. Multiplayer modes add replay value. If you want satisfying power fantasy with chainswords and bolters, Space Marine 2 delivers non-stop fun and is one of the best Warhammer games ever made. And that's my list of 15 games absolutely worth your time right now. Which one are you playing first? Or did I miss any? Drop it in the comments. If you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe for more gaming content, and I'll see you in the next one. Game on.